If there is a spotlight and you are the performer, get in the center. So many of the dancers were dancing all around the spotlight, and we the audience, we the judges, could not see you. Number two, the camera could not see you. So if you're ever called to perform and there is a spotlight, I know it hurts your eyes, but that's part of being a performer. Get in the center of the stage. Because so much of the wonderful dancing today was lost because we couldn't see you. What we want to do is we want to just take some subjects, and I'm going to kind of moderate, and we're going to try to talk about fursuiting. So the first thing I really wanted to ask you guys, and you people too, jump in, you know, but we have to kind of keep it organized. Why fursuiting? Why do you want to get into a fursuit? Seriously, why put yourself through all of that?
Well, I think,
public reaction.
Public reaction, that's a good one.
Sure. Well, I think apart from public reaction, it's quite just as much how it's making you feel as much as you're making everybody else feel.
Okay.
I just have dressing up.
Say again? You like dressing up? Okay, but then why not dress up, you know, in a suit of armor?
He does.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Tiny minute. If anyone is feeling dehydrated, there is water up here. You're all wearing suits and stuff. Just so you know, realize it's
All right. So the idea is feeling good, making the audience feel good, making yourselves feel good. So I mean, it could be, you know, I was looking for, you know, kind of a fetish, right? We like to dress up. You know, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
Well, as well, to want a big happy face. Like,
Yeah. Well, you know, fetish doesn't necessarily mean sex. You know, a fetish could be someone that just likes to wear denim all the time or something. You know. So I guess what we're saying so far is that we like to be happy, right? And we like to see people respond in a happy manner to us, right? Okay. So that's kind of why we're all here. Agreed? Okay, because we want people to be happy, and we want, you know, ourselves to be happy. The adult when you saw it.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't about 18.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like you were 3 years old.
No, absolutely.
And
and I love performing. I like very much. And I think I like dressing up in different things. And how I got into it was actually through the whole Japanese animation thing. A few of my friends had fursuits, and I was like, "What the hell are these? You know, they look awesome."
Right.
Got very drunk one night, and someone said, "Put it on," and I said, "No." Got more drunk, and then put it on.
So you started out more as an actor then?
Yes, yeah, very much so. Learning like the basics of acting and everything like that. I've got a national diploma in performing arts now, so it did pay off. And then obviously when I saw his suit first of all, and I was just like, I love it to bits, so I went to the same name, I was a little fanboy. And I went to the same creator, and I said, I want my character design. But my character was, I made him up from a really young age, so he used to draw on it.
Right. Okay, anybody else here got into it from a different reason? In the United States, we don't think the U.S. is so big, you know, that when you go from France to Germany, we're only going from one state to another. And you're going from cultures and histories and things, and our country does not have things as old as your country does. So it's amazing to me, you know, as an American, to come here and see we went to the monastery, we're blown away to think of how old that place was. So I'm just trying to learn a little more where everybody's come from here, you know, what their interests are. Yes, please, jump in.
I think for me, you have a lot of other fursuits as well, because of the interest in this.
Character, and we're kind of immersing ourselves in the character. Would that be a good way of looking at it? Uh-oh. Eating the crew.
Sorry.
Now, how many of you have made your own fursuit?
Wow.
Very impressive. Okay, put your hands down. How many of you have had someone else make it for you? Wow. Okay. How many of you who have had someone else make the fursuit for you really can say that you designed it and they just built it? Good. Okay, so the creativity is still there. am I safe in saying you just lack the mechanical skills to know how to make it, and you sat down with the person and helped design it?
Yeah, but quite often you find fursuit makers think, I love their style, I want to.
Yeah.
You can't replicate it yourself, you learn style.
Okay.
So you love that much style, so that's why you push it. I think that's a lot.
So you see someone who's advertising, I want him to make or her to make me something, but I don't want to look like him because I want to look individual. How have you approached that? Those of you who have had someone make a costume for you.
There's quite often a third party involved to get an artist in.
Okay.
So I will commission an artist.
Thinking about a fursuit, it might be a good idea, number one, to put one on for an hour, you know, and get in there and really kind of figure out how you move and how you sweat and all of that stuff. And number two, it is a trust. It is, if you learn about how things are constructed, if you have a better knowledge of how you'll need extra knee pads, or you'll need extensions on the back of your calves, or you'll need a chest plate or whatever, you know, and what does it take to design that, create it, build it. You'll be able to communicate better with the designer, with the builder, and these are massive, amazing. Very easily. 10K?
For US, I'd say that's the peak that we want to probably ever pay.
All right. Now, so I have to say that you guys are paying very high professional prices. You know, you're getting hopefully the quality that people are paying for things for stage productions, you know, live kind of theater. Question then, if you're looking at putting out all those euros or all those dollars, why not make something yourself? Is it because you're looking at how great his suit is and how great his suit is? Time, okay. What it would cost me for the time to go out and pick the pattern up and get the fabric and sit and sew for 4 hours and make the shirt. Yeah, but I wouldn't be as proud of it, right?
Sure.
Right. So you know, so can you guys give me an idea of how you overwalk, how you overperform when you're in the suit?
As our character.
As your characters, yeah. Because this will look silly, but the point is that you have to hyper everything. You have to overdo, and what we're hoping to do is get some of you up then and start trying things, right?
Well, just walking, it'd be very much like, and then if excited or excitable, it'd be very much, you know, extended movements and stuff like. You wouldn't walk down the street like that. Or like that.
You should never ever feel
I know
afraid to
someone
make
that does.
yourself silly. You should never feel afraid to make yourself look silly, because there's no such thing, a circumstance with this thing, but just get lost. Just get lost. So everything's bigger, everything's wider,
You're in your
everything's
world.
more exaggerated. Absolutely. And you're in that world. And
If you're just slouching, yeah.
You know, the people walk past and see.
Looking at Fursuit is standing perfectly.
Exactly. It's a dead object. There's no emotion to it. But if you're standing like that, tapping your toe, looking about, you know,
it's an attitude.
It's an attitude. Every character has an attitude.
It's not
right?
just always about movement, it's how you portray.
So, also I think what's important, and tell me if anybody's ever tried this, because as a puppeteer, you know, we're constantly working with a monitor in our hands of arch your back, do this, do that. You know, and that's very important to have a friend, someone that you trust, someone that you've worked with, giving you ideas to how you can you need a director. You know, you need someone to kind of come up with ideas to kind of help you, right? Stretch out there. Yes, sir.
A good method we always try is to go in the sauna or in the fog chamber. I don't know how to translate it, right? Before fursuiting.
Okay. Right before?
Yeah, right before the fursuiting.
So he's talking about going into like a sauna before fursuiting. Does that not dehydrate?
No,
it helps very much because you know the feeling, then you know the heat.
Okay.
You can stay longer.
I jump into a shower before I.
Okay, what were you saying?
I have a cold shower before I get into fursuit.
So you're doing the opposite. He's heating his muscles and you're cooling them.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of other things that you can use. I mean, there's plenty of aids that Fursuit will provide, Fursuit makers, should I say. So we're talking, you might have cool vests. There's a lot of AC fans that now a lot of Fursuit makers offer that actually go directly in the muzzle, which are obviously inside are invaluable, despite perhaps not in a heavy wind.
Can I just stop you for a minute? Do you guys know what a cool vest is? Does everybody know what a cool vest is? Anybody not know? Yes, okay, could you just explain it?
Okay, well a cool vest, there's been a couple of prototype cool vests that go out, but essentially what it is, it's a vest that you can strap around yourself, just on the torso, and you have cold packs, things that you might fill with water or ice, so they've got a special gel that will go in the freezer, so obviously you pull them out just before, and just slide them in, and they'll last
in the freezer for your lunch or for kids' lunch or whatever, and then just putting them in a vest and sewing them. The problem is your body gets so hot, it cools them down, and they turn to gel again real quickly, and then that gel does hold the heat. You know, so if you're doing it for a short period of time, you know, that might be a good idea. What about undergarments?
Under Armour.
Okay, so you see what these guys are wearing. This is not t-shirt material, it's not cotton, it's what, a nylon?
Yeah.
A micron?
Yeah.
A micron? So does that draw the perspiration?
Well, there's different types of them. I mean, these ones are designed to keep you cool. So when you sweat in them, the sweat not only stays in the fabric, it doesn't come out of the fabric to ruin your fursuit, but it evaporates really quickly when you take the top half of the fursuit off, and it keeps you cool. That's what it's designed to do. But the moment you sweat in it, and say I went straight outside and got the air on it, you'd feel the cold even more because your sweat's acting as a cooling system.
Yes.
So
The key thing for that is you don't be very tight.
Right, so all of your structure is in the costume. Your structure is separate, and your structure is in the costume. Okay.
Let's make it specific, really. Ours is from the same creator.
Right.
That's how that creator likes to
Right,
make
of
life.
course.
And with himself, makes a fat cracking machine. Dominantly always does that first, actually creates the actual suits that go around and underarms. Underarm create for it that you actually call on first. But it's all making specific.
Right.
Or you can ask a lot of makers.
put the paws on as well.
Well, you put the feet on.
Yes.
That's the effect, really. Looks good.
It's okay, my son.
Does anybody have heels on their feet when they're up on your?
Not on this one.
Right. So some people have extensions on the backs of their.
I got one that does that, but I find boy wear gels.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure your
definitely.
calves are like crazy in pain.
In fact, I started wearing these boots and that one.
Right.
Much longer duration.
Well, if you were doing a film, that's one thing, but when you're same thing, you're using the same kind of
Fast, yeah.
Oh, it's a cast. Okay. Okay.
So she makes it limited in plaster, and then she casts it, and then you attach that. But what I've got at home.
So this is sort of like, you know, if we were doing a movie, we would never see this until he fell down, you know.
It's actually, I do use these outdoors. It's a trick to how I keep that clean.
How do you keep? Will you share your
I
trick?
can show you. I can do this, but this is just an outer that actually comes off.
Oh wow.
So that, just a washing machine.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never seen that.
So let's wait. Let's just go slow. So the foot is built around basically like a bedroom slipper, right? It's carved, and then this is your size, I would imagine. So this slipper fits your feet very well, and then
that is just sewn together from fur.
so it's basically a foot glove
Yeah.
that goes over this, right? And that you can then launder or
Yeah, just throw it in the machine.
Did you request that from Exaggerated?
I've got everything I'm wearing right now, I'll do myself. I'll do that.
So this-
The head is only left.
Oh, well, maybe less.
so this is a self-made suit. You know, so he was able to then think it through and he innovated an idea that, you know, this is what I'm trying to do here, is just have people share ideas. There's just a regular
Yeah,
shoe.
just well, it's not actually a regular shoe, but there's kind of built around a foot duct dummy.
Stay there. Okay, give me your normal, I'm just going.
This is the awesome collection.
No, you're doing it too good, you're doing it too good.
Yes, the winter for that.
Don't look at his face.
It's always impossible to do.
So a lot of it is keeping the knees going, right?
Your mind's very much more moving through, so I focus skipping through a crowd and turning and moving just like this, just because the amount of energy that goes into my character is really important. And I mean, even a normal walk, even if you gave me all the action, well, I just couldn't put it off. So for me, I really feel like I have to skip and bounce and swell and move like through the crowd. People just think, this is hard, it's like that.
You say a bit more. You just try a lot of times happening in knowledge.
Yeah.
That's a word. You want to keep moving.
So obviously, this comes from, I mean, if building a walls, I would build moves myself.
Right.
When I'm designing my character, I think of what I created to be that horse. Now, perhaps I've made more of the swag, they're quite difficult to create. But I think if I was to create a horse, what I would want to show off, anybody that I come up to would be a standing like this, and standing and showing off.
Look at my feet!
Absolutely. That's what I would be showing off. So as a result of that, bending the knee, because I wouldn't have quite as much padding, but I'll be bending the knee, showing off that every time. So it's more, it's not swagger, it's not just bouncing, it's showing off what I think is important, what I want people to see mostly.
Keep the community tight.
When I'm in the first because I have absolutely no vision, so my vision is like this, so I'm moving, I'm looking around consuming, because that's the only way I see is if you can just keep the head moving, just keep on getting effing moving. Those legs, the knees are important, and usually I do have some poos, because I had an absolutely massive pair of poos with like I was like walking like this at one point.
Wow.
So yeah, so I gained an extra 10.
So you just stand here with me. Just bite yourself.
Yeah.
Just stand still. Now, just watch what happens to his legs. Now get into your horse stance. No, not on your toes, just how you were doing before. Suddenly open up your legs, right?
Yep.
And your hips drop lower, right? Because you're suddenly feeling like that feeling of a horse, right?
Yep.
And then he suddenly had this really loose movement in his hips. So I think that's really important, you know, that you start feeling how your body goes into it, right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, now you saw, okay? But I'm putting you on the spot. It's improv. So,
Okay, so if it's a dragon, you're taking your height up.
I mean, suddenly you feel like this, right?
If you are sort of large, but you are more stomping because you're hefty, edge, weight, wings. You are holding yourself up.
Suddenly your focus is up
Yeah,
here.
you want to keep the focus here, not down here.
Right.
With the dragon as well.
Yeah, you are just sort of moving about.
Okay, so there's another interpretation. No, keep going. It's great.
Well, as a dragon, you would put yourself into the frame of mind that I am a dragon, bro. You wouldn't be, I'm a dragon, whatever. So you would.
If you were me.
Well, but it would be very much, you know, it's claws.
Okay, see the shoulder work he's doing here?
To the frame of mind, and we're making sure everyone, you know, if I am here, I am a dragon, get out of my way.
It also depends on the type of dragon.
Yeah, it depends on the type of dragon, but what I'm doing without thinking about it, then it's wrong, right? You know, you really want to think it through. What kind of a character am I? What does my character want? Where am I going? Yes, jump in.
Yes, but sometimes your creation you
All right.
spoil them.
Come over this way. And I'm putting him on the spot, so let's, you know, So, your character, you are a very wealthy cat, and you're the mayor. You're the mayor of this town, right? So, and these are all of your people. So how would you walk as the cat mayor of these people? Just how do you present yourself to these people? Okay, and you saw what he did. He was doing some nice little paw things here. You know, he kept it cat-like, right?
Yes, but
Right.
it still is gentle movements, but still is proud. It's very nice to see. It's a typical cat character.
Now now let's try to give him something that would be opposite of that. Because I think he can do it.
Don't. Rabbit.
What's that?
Rabbit. Rabbit.
No, I want to do, I don't want to make him change the animal, but to change the perception of what we think of a cat is. You know, I mean, he's a little timid, a little shy, moving things around, tripping all over the place. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes big seeing out of the nose. What this gentleman was bringing up is very, very important. You know, a lot of times our own eyes in the costume, it's just a relatively little difference as to the eyes maybe here and we're seeing through the tear duct or something. But sometimes just that little bit of difference makes the difference of me talking to you like this or me actually talking to you like this, and we'll talk about this in the puppetry class tomorrow. You know, you really want that character to just zero in and zap you with its eyes, and that's really what brings the character to life. You know, when I feel that character really can see into my head, you know, it's really seeing me, then, you know, it really comes alive.
That's another thing because
Right.
So again, you learn not to look straight at a camera.
The 3D eyes really take the opposite approach to an eye, which is, you know, going this way and it's putting it backwards to kind of.
Then you can change your mood quite quickly.
Well, show them the head and change the tongue, because that really sells it.
So it is just, you know, I could have no tongue,
Right.
Or you could just be kind of like.
What is your
Sort of like.
They look like tentacles, but they look a bit
like the Predator?
Yes. Yeah.
So these are just heads.
Okay.
Well, that's it basically. So you can have fun with it.
Ourselves and playful and all of that. We talked about earlier that we want to have fun. We want to have people enjoy us. How do you all approach children?
That's it. That's the best thing. It does depend on child, absolutely. You never are going to approach. But you see, of course now she's reacted positively,
Yes.
so he's going to go in with a positive reaction.
Okay, now do it with me.
And you don't want to be chasing children down the street.
Do it with me.
See, now you see.
And now I'm scared.
But of course he hasn't just left you alone.
Right.
He's actually interacted, he's kept his distance.
He's trying to engage me.
Entice you to get used to him, to know that he's not going to come and just jump on you. He is going to stay at a distance to let you know that he's
Right.
You don't look at a child. A child will help you.
Right.
A child should never be felt ignored.
No, come up. Oh, yeah, come up here so everybody can see you.
Almost work better with the head on.
But put the head on. I think that would be more realistic.
Yeah, it's important. Do you feel that you're in character? Because I'm not trying to put.
Picking on someone else. Pick on someone else.
Eater!
Now in that case, I ignore it. You know, with that child, often eventually they'll start to look at me more interested. So it's that way actually, yeah.
So you're always keeping, like,
Yeah.
you know, this far away. And that ends the episode of Pinky and the Demon. Oh,
More often it's just go watch it. And I got walk closely.
you know, you're not jumping at them, you're just kind of slowly moving at them, and it just sort of will start drawing them in. Your eyes are...
Why don't you say something? It's a bit creepy not talking. Do you know what I mean? Like, slowly approaching, actually, but kind of wanting to, but not
That's
really
kind of
daring
an
to.
odd adult, you know, who wants to look at it but doesn't want it to look back. You're talking about it's very similar to how you approach an animal for the first time. I just want everybody to hear you.
That's another verse we have when you approach all. get the same reaction with children, the same variety of reactions with children when you're in person. So,
one point we have to think about it, we want to talk to them first of all.
That's a very good point. I skipped right over that. You know, I mean, look at Buddy. We can't talk.
Because I wanted to be everybody's buddy, because that's what people do. They talk to each other when they want to be buddies. Yep.
And that is so endearing to me. You know, but this is also very endearing too. And I think it's a personal choice. Again, there's no wrong. It's just do what you want to do.
One thing you do often create a lot of pressure. If you're new and starting, like when I made mine, I made it so I could talk, I could eat, I could drink.
And I had a professional mascot who was my handler. He was never closer to me than she is. So he was always a ways away. Right. But there were times I suddenly had 50 or 100 people around me. He was doing an amazing job of doing a circle, keeping them at bay, to the point where all of a sudden, you know, the convention security would start to say that he would actually manage to convince them they didn't need to deal with the situation. Right.
Yeah, that was.
No.
That was a point of problem. Straddle it, that might feel good. So, just getting to know each other, kind of thing. How would you greet each other if you were walking along? Pinky, you want to jump in here and give some ideas?
Sure.
Because you know.
Yeah.
It's nice to see how the hug was invited, because not every fursuit would like to be hugged because of the lack of vision now. Yeah, or just the character, you know, I'm not cute and cuddly, stop hugging me. And also, I think, I mean, when you see the expression in their heads, there's a certain emotional expression in them. Usually they're really happy. But I'm thinking, what would you do if you were going to express other emotions? You would use body language, like, let's say an emotion like, I'm a bit upset, for example. I know that's a really difficult one, but yeah, like looking down, hiding the face, for example. Closed eyes, closing up. Someone's telling me off, schoolmaster manner. Stuff like that. How you kind of express all those different emotions, even though you can't turn the face around. Like another emotion. Give me an example of emotion, Thomas. What? Yeah. Or just being, I don't know. Yeah, give me someone yell an emotion at me. What? Angry, yeah, angry. Actually, that's a good one. Yeah, we got the fist and we got the other. Without actually hitting each other. You know, just being nice. Okay, cut it. Be angry, but without contact. Or say, stop, don't move, don't touch me. I don't wanna do whatever you want me to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to stop you for just one moment. I have to run. No, please.